Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. Now, today I want to talk about something that every single business owner faces at some point: the noise, the endless advice, the constant comparisons, the trends that make you question everything you're doing. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by all the business strategies, by all the marketing hacks and the must do tactics out there, then you are not alone. But here's the truth: the more you focus on what everyone else is doing, the slower you start to move forward. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about why cutting out the noise is crucial, how staying in your own lane leads to real success, and I'll share some practical ways to help you stay focused on your path without getting sidetracked by all of this noise that's going on out there. So, let's start with the problem. The amount of advice out there is literally insane. You scroll through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and everyone is telling you different things. And these things are often contradictory of one another. You need to post 3 times a day. No, forget that. You need to focus on YouTube. It's better for long-term growth. Actually, let's forget social media altogether and let's build an email list. It's a lot, right? And what happens when you listen to all of this information? You start to doubt your own strategy. You start to listen to the noise. So you change things constantly, slipping from using TikTok to YouTube, to building your email list, to going round in circles. But you never actually stick to one thing long enough to actually start to see the real results, to see if you enjoy it, to see the impact that has. And you know what? I've been there too. I used to think that I needed to follow all of the latest marketing trends, thinking, if it works for them, maybe it'll work for me too. But what I found is instead of that speeding up my growth, it actually slowed me right down because I was so busy watching what everyone else was doing. I wasn't focusing on what worked for me. I wasn't focusing on the things that I enjoyed doing. So let's talk about comparison. You see someone's overnight success and you think, okay, so what am I doing wrong? But what you don't see is the years that that person has spent behind the scenes building that success. You're comparing your stage in the journey to their stage in the journey, and it's often miles apart. Comparison makes you doubt your progress. And that is a really dangerous position to be in. So, what happens when you block out the noise and focus on your own path? Everything happens, everything changes. If you think of some of the most successful people and businesses out there, they didn't follow the crowd, they did it their own way. So, if you think about brands like Apple and Tesla, they're not copying other people. They've got a vision, they've got a dream, they've trusted that vision and they've stuck with it. And everything they have done has moved them in the direction of where they want to go. They have blocked out the noise of what other people are doing. And when you stop trying to do everything and you just commit to the thing that works for you, that is when you really start to see momentum. Because nobody's got your exact experience, your personality, your skills. And those are things that are your competitive edge. And when you lean into those things, instead of trying to follow every trend or everything that works for other people, you start to build something authentic. You start to build something that you are passionate about. And that is what creates a sustainable business. If you're constantly second guessing yourself, you're never going to move forward. But when you make a decision to say, do you know what? This is how I'm doing it. This is the way that I want to do it. And you stick with that thing. That is when you start winning. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But how do you actually tune out the noise and stay in your lane? Because it gets pretty loud out there. Well, let me share with you a few tips that have helped me and my clients. First and foremost, Curate your content. And what I mean here is not just the content you're creating, but the content that you're absorbing too. Be intentional about who you're following. If certain accounts make you feel behind or a little bit icky or uncomfortable, mute them. You don't have to follow them just because other people do. You don't have to follow them. Before you scroll through social media, work on your business first. Put your energy into building your business instead of watching what other people are doing. Then you need to set clear goals. Because when you know exactly what you're working towards, it's easier to ignore distractions. Always ask yourself, does doing this thing move me closer to my goal? My goal. If not, let it go. Because it's just going to be a distraction. It's not going to be helping you to get to where you want to get to. You do not have to get involved in every debate and every trend that's going on in social media, because a lot of trends and debates are exactly that. Things that have short-term gratification, but these things are rarely long-term sustainable. So all they become is a huge distraction from you doing what you want to do. And then finally, something that I call test and trust. So instead of constantly looking for the perfect strategy, instead of constantly looking what other people are doing and thinking that must be the thing, test things for yourself. Because what works for someone else might not work for you, and that is absolutely okay. At the end of the day, the fastest way to succeed in anything, in life, in business, is to stay focused on your own path. The more you trust your process, the quicker you're going to move forward. So you need to stop letting the noise slow you down. You need to stay in your own lane and watch what happens. So test things, trust that you're doing the right thing, see how it feels. If you love it, keep doing it. Because you've heard me say this a million times, passion drives consistency, and it's consistency that drives growth. You won't be consistent if it doesn't feel aligned with you. So keep building, keep creating, and more importantly, keep doing it your own way. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time.